Greetings, Hollywood Foreign Press.
That's the Golden Globes, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. Greetings, Broadcast Film Critics Association.
That's the Critics' Choice Awards.
All right. Greetings, City of Caen.
That's not even an award show. Are you trying?
No. Well, what are we in for this episode then, Logan?
It is the Academy Awards. The stars came out on Sunday bringing glamour, mirth, and the solace that Leo left the theater immediately after the ceremony to go spoon his Oscar.
We've got a great episode with Tina Marek with some Oscar news, Max Lewis covering some of the Oscar controversy, and a whole lot more.
So get ready to put the winners you've never seen before on your movie watch list, only to never get to them, because from Ball State University, The Real Deal starts now.
Hello and welcome to The Real Deal, Ball State's one and only entertainment news show. I'm Brandon Krakowski.
And I'm Logan Sowash. As you know, the Academy Awards were on Sunday, which was the most disappointing day in cinema for all fans of Shaun the Sheep movie.
Also, black people. Hashtag Oscar so white, parentheses, and not just because of Shaun the Sheep's wool, end parentheses.
Well, for all the Shaun the Sheep fans who are still interested in what's happening at the ceremony, we've got Tina Marek covering Oscar news. Tina?
First up is Lady Gaga's extremely powerful performance of the song Till It Happens to You. It was co-written by Gaga herself and Diane Warren and is featured in a documentary about sexual assaults that occur on college campuses called The Hunting Ground. Lady Gaga, who is a sexual assault survivor, had other rape survivors on stage with her during the performance. Each of the survivors had messages like "Unbreakable" and "It Happened to Me" written on their arms. At the end of the performance, Lady Gaga stood beside the survivors and they held hands. The performance received a standing ovation from the audience and left Rachel McAdams and Kate Winslet in tears. Just minutes before taking the stage, Lady Gaga posted a photo on Instagram of her and fiancé Taylor Kinney kissing. She captioned the post, "I never thought anyone would ever love me because I felt like my body was ruined by my abuser. But he loves the survivor in me. He stood by me all night proudly and unashamedly. That is a real man." Another notable Oscars moment happened when Kevin Hart got serious about the lack of diversity at the awards. The comedian took the opportunity to do so when he appeared on stage to announce the weekend's performance of his nominated song Earned It. Hart said, "Before I do this, I want to take a second to get something off my chest. First and foremost, I'm a positive guy. I feed off positive energy, and I feel like positive overall beats negative. With that being said, I want to take a moment to applaud all of my actors and actresses of color that didn't get nominated tonight." He went on to explain that he didn't want all of the snubs and industry-wide lack of opportunity to discourage his peers or change the hard work and effort they put into their craft every day. He said, "At the end of the day, we love what we do, and we are breaking major ground doing it. These problems of today will become problems of the old. Let's not let this negative issue of diversity beat us. Let's continue to do what we do best and work hard. With that being said, congratulations on an amazing year." And finally, we've got the moment we've all been waiting for. Leonardo DiCaprio has won an Oscar. After being nominated for 6 over his long, successful career, the actor picked up his first award from the Academy Sunday night for his role as frontiersman Hugh Glass in The Revenant. He gave his acceptance speech to the crowd, who were all on their feet, giving him a standing ovation. He said, "Thank you all so very much. Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to all of you in this room. To my parents, none of this would be possible without you. My friends, you know who you are. I love you." He later shared his views on climate change and expressed to viewers at home the importance of thinking about the world around us. He said, "Let's not take this planet for granted. I don't take this night for granted." That's all for your Oscars news. I'm Tina Marek.
Well, thank you, Tina. Now, as many of you may know, we write this show early Sunday evening about. So the writers made 2 copies of the script, one in the situation that Leo lost, one in the situation that he won. Therefore, we've got 2 jokes for this segue too. I'm going to pass it off to my main man Logan so we can read them off.
All right, well, first, joke number 1. Well, if Leo winning an Oscar and the environment turning around had the same odds, maybe we're headed for good times. And for, I think, joke number 2, here. Sounds like Fassbender beat him like it was just another one of his jobs.
Well, it would have been pretty controversial if Leo lost, though, you know?
You know, I would say so. I'd wager it wouldn't even be the most controversial thing at the ceremony, though.
Well, that would default to the fact that not every single person kneeled before Charlize Theron at her elegance, right?
No, shockingly. There were far more things that caused a bit of stir in the media. Here to walk us through the controversy of the ceremony that doesn't involve Shaun the Sheep's loss is Max Lewis. Max?
This year's Oscars will go down in the record books as one of the most controversial award ceremonies in history. Host Chris Rock addressed the race issue head-on in the Oscars ceremony in his opening monologue and throughout the show, calling the Oscars, quote, the White People's Choice Awards. Rock went on to say that in order to get black nominees, they just need to have black categories. Rock also said that the memorial to all the people in the film industry that passed this year will be, quote, black people who were shot by the cops on the way to their movies. While Rock received some criticism, many said that he did an amazing job of handling the controversy. And the in memoriam portion of the Oscars also received heavy criticism for snubbing a few people in the film industry. Many were upset that actor Gunnar Hansen was left out of the memoriam package. Many people don't recognize Hansen because he played the villain Leatherface in the iconic horror film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But the thing that people were most upset about was that a four-legged actor was not included. While deceased animals don't usually make it into the in memoriam package, many felt that Uggie the dog deserved a mention. Uggie is best known for being a part of the 2011 Best Picture winner, The Artist. Uggie also appeared in films such as The Campaign and Water for Elephants. Uggie was euthanized last August after developing a prostate tumor. He was 13. And another big controversy erupted when singer Sam Smith stated that he was the first openly gay man to win an Oscar. Sam dedicated the Oscar to the LGBT community, but he immediately received backlash. Time magazine said that Smith did a, quote, disservice to the LGBT community. Personally, I don't know why he didn't fact-check that before going on worldwide television and proclaiming himself as a pioneer for the gay community. I honestly can't believe that he forgot about Elton John, who won numerous Oscars for his work on the Lion King soundtrack. Smith did not end up feeling the love on Oscar night, and Smith took to Twitter and apologized for the mix-up. As a side note, I would just like to say that all my predictions were correct, and if you want to check that, then go ahead and watch last week's episode. This has been Max Lewis with your Oscar controversies.
Thank you, Max. You know, pretty proud today, Logan. I am.
Why's that, man?
Well, I'm about to be the first straight white guy in the history of television to throw a show to commercial, and that's going to be pretty great.
I don't have Google handy with me, so I'll just assume you're accurate. Stay tuned for music news with Dia Halsey, a top 5 from Diddy Out, and a whole lot more.
X gon' give it to you. What? Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Go get some.
You gonna do a superhero landing? Wait for it. Woo! Superhero landing. Yeah, that's really hard on your knees. Totally impractical. They all do it.
Should I put it back? Yeah, you probably should. You look so cool, though. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, I wonder what this does. I should pull it.
Spare me the riddles and zealot babble. Where did you take Yeshua?
He's right here.
Is he a goblin? A sprite? Alive again somehow?
Open your heart and see.
I see delusion. To keep a crusade alive.
So what we talking? 4, maybe 5 minutes tops?
We're looking at 10.
Response be honest in 3 minutes.
Well, they'll kill every last one of us if we don't get this thing.
We could pull a 999.
Welcome back. Sorry, I was crying during the commercial break.
Okay. Why's that?
Well, This is the first episode of 2016 where we have a music-based segment, but we don't have any reason to mention Kanye West.
Well, didn't you just mention Kanye right now?
Hey, I guess I did. Well, anyways, just like every other year, the Oscars are a great opportunity to not just celebrate film itself, but the music that accompanies it.
Here to talk about the music of the Oscars is Dia Holsey. Dia?
What would the Oscars be without top-notch musical performances? The sounds and songs featured in some of our favorite movies can leave us with many different emotions. Emotions were brought out once more as several nominees for Best Original Song, such as Sam Smith, The Weeknd, and Lady Gaga, took to the Oscar stage to move us in a way that only they know how to. These performances will, of course, go down in Oscar Music Moments history. Sam Smith and Jimmy Napes won the Original Song Oscar for Writings on the Wall from the movie Spectre. We were blessed with Sam's falsetto performance of his original piece. Although some may say he was a bit pitchy, Sam Smith belted out those high notes with ease, elegance, and grace. He rocked back and forth as he sang, and I couldn't help but rock back and forth as I listened. How could you not vibe with him? Sam, however, wasn't too pleased with his performance. He said, "It was the worst moment of my life. Singing was horrible. I hated every minute." I, however, have to respectfully disagree because I loved every moment of his performance. Now, The Weeknd. Oh, Abel Tesfaye. If there's a man out there that can swoon the ladies like no other, it's definitely him. The Weeknd performed Earned It from the movie 50 Shades of Grey. He reenacted his music video as he hit the stage in a suave suit and tie while dancers dressed in lingerie promiscuously pranced around him and an aerialist danced above him. The Weeknd hit all the right notes and gave a very classy performance. Lady Gaga performed Till It Happens to You from the documentary The Hunting Ground. Gaga co-wrote the deeply personal song with Diane Warren. She performed in all white behind an all-white Yamaha piano. From the start, the performance was dramatic and emotion-filled. Dozens of survivors of sexual assault marched out on stage for the finale of the song, easily making this the most moving moment of the night. Celebrities had tears in their eyes, and Gaga received a standing ovation for her heartfelt performance. I'm Dia Holsey, and this has been your 2016 Oscar Music Moments Recap.
Well, thanks, Dia. You know, on further reflection, I would say that Leo earned it.
You know, I would agree.
And he's always worth it.
Oh, you're doing a weekend music joke type thing. Okay.
And he deserves it.
Please stop.
And you know what I guess Leo would say? I guess that he would say, "The Oscar's mine."
Well, and many people are happy that the Academy gave him the award he deserves. For as many people are going to say the Oscars are always getting it wrong, there's bound to be choices they get right.
Here's Danny Allen with his top 5 wins from Sunday's ceremony. Danny?
Well, ladies and gents, the Oscars have come and gone, and with that, a lot of people in thick-rimmed glasses walking around campus clamoring on about something like Anomalisa not picking up Best Animated Picture. But that's just the nature of the Academy. There's bound to be things that no one wanted to win walking home with trophies. I mean, Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan for Best Picture. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about what all those crusty old white dudes got right. Here's 5 of my favorite victories from last night. At number 5, we have Brie Larson for Best Actress for her performance in Room. Literally anyone who found themselves in the theater for this one couldn't find a reason to give it to her. She gave a stunning, heartbreaking performance as a woman trapped in a shed with her 5-year-old son and the relationship they share. She was obviously thrilled when she got up to the podium, and so were the majority of the viewers at home. Coming in at number 4 is Son of Saul's win for Best Foreign Language Film. The movie's been picking up awards left and right at the international film circuits, and for very good reasons. It follows a rabbi in Auschwitz who's attempting to give a recently deceased child a proper Jewish burial under Nazi resistance. The film is powerful, breathtaking, and is an absolute must-see for anyone who can stomach it. It's by no means an easy watch, but a rewarding one. You'll definitely agree with the Academy's decision to award it. In third place is In My Heart, is Ex Machina's win in the visual effects category. I mean, sure, it would have been awesome for Mad Max to pull a full sweep of the technical categories, but it was just as great to see the smaller and under-nominated film pick up the award. The film created a realistic cyborg that will remain one of the most iconic sci-fi villains in recent memory. an achievement that makes the film more worthy of the statue. At number 2, I have Spotlight for Best Picture. Yes, this quiet, smaller movie about a group of journalists uncovering a sexual abuse cover-up by the Catholic Church at a systemic level walked away with the biggest award of the night, and I'm not complaining in the least. Not only was the pretentious woodsmanship of The Revenant rightfully ignored in this category, but bigger, splashier films like The Martian or Bridge of Spies lost to the unassuming, expertly crafted spotlight. Congratulations to all involved. Finally, at number 1, I had to give it to Mad Max. For what category, you may ask? Every single thing it won. Dead serious. I was thrilled to see this big, weird, beautiful action movie win awards. It truly deserved everything it received, from sound mixing to hair and makeup. What's better? There were 5 women that went on stage throughout Mad Max's streak to pick up the awards. This is an outstanding feat for such a male-dominated industry. I hope these women and the rest of the Oscar winners for Mad Max can ride into Valhalla for all shiny and chrome because of their above-mediocre work. Till next time, this is Danny Yant.
Thanks, Danny. You know, I've always loved the Oscars. It gives us all a chance to... Hold on. Just a second. I'm getting playoff music in my earpiece, and our executive producers are making a get-on-with-it motion.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want to anger the advertisers, so we'll head to break. Stay tuned for Hannah Pulver with a rant, our final word, and so much more. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. As you all know, the Oscars is one of the best chances to put actors on a pedestal. Except Leo, who couldn't even make it to the pedestal last night.
Logan, you read a joke from the wrong script. It's supposed to say especially Leo, you dunce.
Well, my bad. You should fix it next time. Anyways, here to rant why she doesn't really like the Oscars or putting celebrities on pedestals in general is Hannah Pulver. Hannah?
Okay, so to be real with you, I'm a bit scared to share what I'm about to say, but you know what I always say, YOLO. So anyways, I don't really like the Oscars, one bit actually. I've watched it a couple times in my life, and I won't lie, it was somewhat entertaining when I was younger, but I quickly realized that my time is just too valuable to sit and watch celebrities get dressed up and celebrate their extraordinary lives, all while rubbing it into the faces of average people like us. I find myself asking questions every time I think about the Oscars, like, do doctors who work 70 hours a week get nationally televised award programs in their honor? Or do we actually take time to recognize our soldiers who fight for our freedom and protection? And why do we give so much influence and power to these people who don't seem to deserve it? Before I go offending anyone, I do want to say that I respect the acting world. I think movies and entertainment is just pure magic. I love the fact that movies, TV shows, and all other forms of media can hook us emotionally without even being in our physical presence. But I still refuse to think of celebrities as more than any normal people. Celebrities not only have one of the most fun and prestigious jobs in the world, but they also get paid ridiculous amounts for their work. And I know acting isn't always easy, but I also know that there are a lot of other careers who deserve a lot more for their labor. I think that the Oscars is just another ridiculous way to shed light on the miraculous lives of celebrities and reward them even more than they already get for their performances. I think that if you're a professional actor and you're living in a mansion already, you don't need a little gold statue to know how good you are. But hey, that's just me. But I guess I did feel pretty accomplished when my sim won awards on Sims 3 Late Night. But anywho, the only time I see myself enjoying an Oscar is if it's the brand of my hot dogs at a grill out. And again, I say, I respect all you actors out there and appreciate your work, but I am sick and tired of the influence you have on this world. Oscars, you can waste your viewers' time with awkward and planned interactions between celebrities on stage. And with your hour-long reviews of red carpet outfits, you know, all that stuff, but I refuse to let you waste my time. The only trend I'll ever follow is asking, did Leo get an Oscar yet? Oh. And this just in, I can't even do that anymore. Congrats, Leo. I'm Hannah Pulver. I'll see you next time.
Well, thank you, Hannah, though we at the host desk are a little offended, as we recently won the Academy Award for Bestest Hosts Ever, and we very much enjoyed that pedestal.
Brandon, you know that Nicole and Vivian made those Oscars out of clay just to make us feel a fleeting happiness for about 5 seconds, right?
It's all the same to me.
Your Oscar's head fell off the second it was handed to you.
Well, the Oscar, like Leonardo DiCaprio in his turn in The Revenant, must suffer for his craft, Logan.
Well, I hope we won't have to suffer all too much for the craft after the commercial break for our final word.
Oh, don't worry, we won't. It'll only be the cubs of the Revenant bear this time, not the mama.
Wait, what about cubs?
Stay tuned for one of 3 options. Logan and I get mauled by CGI bears, we get our final word in, or maybe both, who knows?
Do we at least get Tom Hardy's ear out of it?
Well, I think Kyle on camera volunteered one of his earlier.
Oh, cool.
To those who threaten our freedom, America will rise up.
All right, here we go.
And make no mistake, we will find you. And we will destroy you.
Mike, we're getting you out. Go, go, go! Rooftop, 3 o'clock!
Brace for impact.
Oh my God.
It's bananas. Here.
Either we go big or we go home.
You should let me interview you.
How can we get to know each other?
Put a turban on her. She'd make a very handsome boy.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Kabul's first female driver hits the road on the front. That sucks. That sucks for women.
Emotional.
No! Do not let go!
I'm gonna let go!
What?
We may be evolved, but deep down, we are still animals.
Quit it! You're gonna start a howl!
No! You are naked.
For sure, we're a naturalist club.
All the way down.
Try everything. Life's a little bit messy. Try everything.
We all make mistakes. No matter what type of animal you are, change starts with you.
We gotta go.
Whose car is it?
The most feared crime boss, Mr. Big.
Is that Mr. Big?
Stop talking.
Awesome.
Daddy! What did we say? No icing anyone at my wedding!
I have to, baby. Daddy has.
For my final word, I wanted to talk about one of the biggest shocking moments from the Oscars last Sunday, which was that Best Picture went to Spotlight instead of The Revenant. This was a shock to me, and this is coming from the guy who thought Spotlight was the best film of 2015. You see, The Revenant has been talked about non-stop since the marketing kicked into overdrive last September. It had everything going for it: insane buzz, star power, a great trailer, computer-generated bears mauling Leo, and the curiosity of everyone who wanted to see what Inarritu would follow up Birdman with. Heck, it even won 3 of the major Academy Awards on Sunday. So that begs the question, why didn't it win Best Picture along with all those awards? And after thinking about it for a while, there was one outcome I came to. Overall, it just wasn't the best film of the year. While it's miles ahead of other films in the category such as Ridley Scott's The Martian, Inarritu's latest film just wasn't as good as many of the nominees. In my opinion, it doesn't even come close to Birdman. Birdman was bizarre, beautifully acted, and interesting from start to finish, while The Revenant had problems with pacing, story, and rewatchability. The Revenant does stick with you afterwards, but its style over substance attitude doesn't have the weight that films like Spotlight and, I'm not kidding with this, Mad Max Fury Road have. Does it make it a bad film? Absolutely not. It's still one of my favorite films of last year. I just think that overall it had some incredibly tough competition that it couldn't beat on style alone. But don't just take my word for it. I highly recommend you watch both Spotlight and Revenant to see for yourself.
And for my biggest shock of the night, I have to yet again shout out Don Hertzfeldt for his incredible World of Tomorrow, though he was unfortunately snubbed for Best Animated Short. This is the second time I've talked about the film on this show ever since seeing it at Heartland with a bunch of geriatrics who couldn't care less than my main man Logan over here. But I feel like the best piece of cinema to be released last year deserves the attention and repetition. The film is a mind-bending, heart-wrenching experience, following the future clone of a little girl sending the origin of her cloning line, the little girl herself, a message from the future, detailing what the future holds for both her specific line of clones and the future of humanity at large. The film is painstakingly beautiful in nearly every aspect. It's gorgeously animated, relying on Hertzfeldt's signature aesthetic to tell a beautiful story. The score is incredible. The voice acting is second to none. The best part is that the film has recently arrived on Netflix, so there's really no excuse for you to not check this out. So why do I think it lost? Well, for one, I do think it was a little high concept for the Academy. As shown by Birdman's win last year, the Academy usually only doesn't go arty unless they're being patted on the back in addition. I also think that Pixar's Sanjay's Super Team might have drained a lot of the votes from the film due to that short's pedigree and subject matter. But why Bear Story? Why this weird small allegory to fascism? It's still a worthy film of the award, but it's still not quite at the level of World of Tomorrow. The only possible theory that I could discern is that, apart from Hertzfeld getting some of his votes drained by Pixar, there must have been a prominent sect of the Academy that just really loved these bears. And you know what? Good for them. Good. Good. I'm glad that the most overrated animation house not named Walt Disney Pictures on this planet didn't get its second Oscar of the night. And yes, I am bitter about Anomalisa not winning and Inside Out taking that gold. And that smaller creators got the recognition on such a huge stage. It just really sucked that the film I've been championing for months with basically everyone I know got robbed. Ah well, won all the cool festival awards anyways. Who needs a stinking Oscar? And you know what? That wraps up the show for the week. Be sure to check out our website, Facebook, and Twitter pages for news and updates on all things entertainment. Until next time, I am Brandon Krakowski.
I'm Logan Sowash. We'll see you next time.